Welcome back to the channel. My name's Cole.Shelton. We're going to be covering Bitcoin in this video. Now, this does give me some bearish sign to the downside. We could also just be a market maker move. Could happen. We have no idea. We'll have to just take a look at what the probabilities are, what's most likely going to happen. And you never know, the top could be at $69,000. We'll have to see. And let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're on the daily chart here, and we can see that we broke to the downside to this wedge. Now, we did do it with some pretty explosive price action to the downside. And if we go ahead and zoom in on these two moves lower, we can see that we had the first impulse with not really a retracement, but sideways, another impulse, and then kind of a retracement. Now, following the Elliott wave theory, we have the first impulse, retracement, second impulse, second retracement, and then the third impulse to the downside, and that will usually continue to be sharp and potentially have a nice reversal coming. We are also building on the 200-day moving average, and we can see that when we pull back the first time, we have the first impulse, second impulse, third impulse with the upper wicks, and then we dumped. Now we have the first impulse, second impulse, don't see the upper wicks, but this is the third impulse. Now we did break that previous low and got absorbed by buyers. Now that is what I like to see. We are back above the 200-day moving average now. We have 7 hours left on this candle, so anything can happen. If we have a strong close, if we close above the 200-day moving average, that would be pretty bullish in my opinion, because we did break this low and got absorbed by buyers. So we might be able to continue to move higher. Bitcoin is also forming a nice downtrend, and if we could break that, we have room back up to these previous highs, back up at 59,000. And then potentially back up to that $69,000 level. Again, we're looking for a potential higher low with the break, room back up to this trend line. And again, that just might be a retest of this trend line or of this resistance area in this zone. Again, we can probably move this zone up a little bit. Let's go and see how it works with everything else. Yeah, we can go ahead and move it up a little bit. So we can easily come back and retest this level. And if we do not break it, I do think we're going to continue lower. We are either going to break, come back, retest, and continue higher, or we're going to break, come back, and retest it and continue lower. Now, this could be the first sign of a bear market. If we do not break this high, again, what is a market maker move? Market maker move is where you have a first high, pull back, a new high, but not very, see how the difference between these new highs are very small, very small. So then you have a big pullback, liquidating all of everyone's position, and the whales are just buying up. That's what happened here. We have really strong volume on this candle, really high relative volume with a fairly long wick. That to me is very, very bullish. We're now taking a look at the weekly. We can see that we have decreasing volume to the downside. We still have 2 days left. So let's see if we can actually hold this level. This could be considered a no supply. What I would like to see is a weekly close above $52,000 for a potential bullish move higher. Either that can be this week, the following week, or the week before, or the week after that. That is what I'm going to be looking for. And as long as we don't break this low of $42,000. Now, if we break $42,000, we are most likely going to come down all the way to $30,000. I would not be surprised one bit. Again, this market maker move, we had a high. Again, we zoomed out when we have a market maker move. Zoomed out, made a new high, have a sharp pullback potentially before ripping even higher. Now, you guys know my buying strategy for the bear market. I wait for a bounce off the 200-day week or 200 weekly moving average. We can see that back after the 2013 bull market, we pulled back to this level. After the 2017, we pulled back to this level. And I'm looking for the same thing. Right now, we're holding at $18,000. Again, Bitcoin also does not break below the previous highs. See how in the 2013, 2014 bull market, we have a high. After the 2017 bull market, we never even came back and touched it. Same with this level, this previous high. Bear market never comes back and touches this level again. And we might be able to see the same thing. So I don't expect Bitcoin to break 20,000 again. But I am looking for it to buy on Bitcoin. But I am looking to buy on the 200-day weekly or 200 weekly moving average. Now, if we jump over the monthly here, we can see that we actually have decreasing volume. We have 14 days left, so anything can happen. And I do think we might have some increasing volume because we still have half a month left and we're already over half of the volume from the previous candle. So we might have some more bearish movement to the downside. But it does look like the buyers are losing steam. This is not a strong uptrend, and I would not be going long if I was looking to trade. this was a 1 minute or a 5 minute chart, I would not be looking to buy at this moment. The psychology from every single time frame works on every single time frame. So the patterns in the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute work on them 1 month, weekly, daily. It's all psychology. And if we take a Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low, we can see that we were right in this OTE zone between the 61.8 and the 78.6 area. This is called the optimal trade entry zone. So if we can get a nice bounce off the 200-day moving average and in this area, we might be able to continue higher. And again, we also have that downtrend that we have to watch out for. But if we do not crack this $52,000 level when we're coming back, and we have just a retest before coming lower, that is going to be an extremely bearish sign in my opinion, which is fine. I don't mind. I like actually accumulating. A lot of people are one bear market away from actually becoming extremely wealthy. Let's go and look at Ethereum. Now, Ethereum has broken this trend line now. That is very, very significant. That is very significant. We can see that we were getting squeezed in this wedge pattern, and then it broke. That, to me, is extremely bearish. Let's go and look at the 4 hour. We can see that we have increasing lower lows. Now, after the third touch, if we make a higher low, come up, make a higher low, now we have an 80% chance to break to the upside. Break to the upside, we're going to come up and test this previous low back at 53,000. Break, that's right out where the 200 moving average is on the 4 hour chart. Break that, we're easily going to come up to 60,000. Now, if Bitcoin can break this downtrend in reverse here, again, this is the downtrend that we are looking for. We're also going to have some major resistance in this area that's also right where the 200-day moving average is. And that's going to be extremely bullish for Bitcoin if that can happen. If that does not happen, I will be looking to start liquidating some of my position. Again, what it looks like is happening here, it looks like we might be forming a buying climax for Bitcoin. We have our first, a buying climax is something where we're coming down into this like box almost. We're coming into a box, and you have every time where it comes to a low here, 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 and here, we have a spike in volume. Spike, spike. It means, so whales, what they're trying to do is they're trying to buy up as much as they can, and they can't put their order all in at once because it would spike the price too much. Now, when a buying climax actually happens, they're putting some of their position here, some of their position here, some of their position here, and some of their position here. So so to me, these are some very, very bullish signs and a sign of buying pressure. Now, if we see some increasing volume start to step in to the downside and we break this low of around 45,000, maybe even a little lower, if we break this low at 42, again, in this zone, if we break this zone, I'm very, very bearish on Bitcoin. So either we're going to break to the upside or break to the downside. Anything can happen here. Now, if we do break to the downside, where could we go? We have our Fibonacci retracements from the, so I'm not going to do the wicks. We pulled back right to that 0.5 area. So let's go ahead and use our Fibonacci extensions and find out where possible entry will be. Right at that $40,000 level. Now, that would be a pretty solid support level as 40,000 people are looking to buy. So for Bitcoin, it really all adds up for the next few days if we're going to break to the upside or break to the downside. Now, Bitcoin could still break to the upside and not hold this level and not be strong enough to continue to break higher. But the first thing that we have to look for is an actual break of this downtrend. I like this buying climax. So I do think the bull market, is going to continue to move if we can continue to break this downtrend. So make sure to subscribe here, give this video a thumbs up, and I will let you guys know as soon as I think Bitcoin is bearish. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one. If you haven't seen my VXV video, go watch it. It's highly, highly anticipated. I cover everything you need to know, and that is my biggest holding at the moment. Right now, it's not doing too good, but I love it. The project is amazing. The company behind it are doing wonderful things. They're disrupting $1 trillion industry, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.